the rain, I would dream about you. How much I needed you. I wanted to crawl inside you. Stay there forever. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I'm getting chills up my spine. G'day guys, this is Holy Critics signing in once again. And today I invite you to join me as I watch and review the 1996 TV movie In the Lake of the Woods, starring the always dependable Peter Strauss, Kathleen Quinlan, and Peter Boyle, who you'll remember from Everybody Loves Raymond. So, the movie itself has been adapted from the Tim O'Brien book of the same name, and I've read some pretty good reviews on it, so I'm kinda excited to watch this one. The basic premise of the plot is about a decorated Vietnam War veteran who later returns to run for US Senate. The only problem is some muckraking journalists have uncovered his dark history, implicating him in war crimes, which of course has a devastating impact on his political and personal life. So if that sounds interesting to you, I invite you to come along for the ride. Let's watch In the Lake of the Woods.
If she died in a boating accident, why hasn't the boat been found? Well, could be the boat sunk. Could be she's not in the lake. Could be it come up and they didn't find it. Hey, there's no shortage of possibilities here.
Okay, I guess we're gonna start on the deep end. Straight to the point.
Tony Carbo? Nah, Lemming, Minneapolis Star.
Whatever he's drinking and hit this.
All right.
Scotch.
Sure, I'll be right back.
I was wondering what you could tell me about John Whalen.
The son of a gun never told me a thing. I asked him if there were skeletons buried. He said no. You don't think, real skeletons. Statement for the press. Quote. Mr. John Whalen had his dark secrets, and he had his own way of dealing with them. And in the end, it destroyed him. Unless he was already destroyed.
A young man whose integrity, whose earnest desire to serve the people of this state makes him a candidate we can all be proud to get in back on. When you're working for John Whalen, you're working for yourselves. You're working for your children. Politics, as usual, has failed long enough. A fresh approach is what is needed, and John Whalen is the fresh face that we can count on.
Very much, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot begin to tell you how grateful I am for such a wonderful turnout and such a warm reception. These are hard times in Minnesota. We have serious problems with our economy, crime, our schools. Now, my honorable opponent, Mr. Chandler, would have you believe that he and Washington can make these problems disappear, just like magic.
I'd vote for him.
Now, I happen to know a little something about magic. But you don't want tricks, do you? Real problems need real solutions. Can I tell you something? What I can do, and what I will do as your next senator, is make this state reappear as the great and better place we all want it to be. That's the magic worth doing, isn't it?
Well, we hear that every year, don't we?
Yeah, hi, I'm looking for Richard Bindle.
Hey, over here.
I didn't tell anybody your name, but I gotta tell you, man, I got a hard time believing the story.
You believe whatever you want, man. I'm telling you the truth.
He was at the massacre.
I did 3 years on account of what happened to me. I'm telling you, man, he was there.
Look, there had to be records of who was in the platoon, right?
Yeah, well, maybe he doctored the records, if you know what I'm saying. Or maybe they didn't need any more men to court-martial. I don't know. I mean, decisions like this are made up here, you know what I'm saying?
And no one followed up?
Nobody knew his name, man.
Whoa. You didn't know his name?
Nobody wanted to know anybody's name. We knew what we called each other, that's all. I was Face. Lieutenant was Spud. There was Boots. There was whatever. He was always doing, like, tricks. You know, like magic stuff with his hands. Yeah, we called him Sorcerer.
Folks, I have known Johnny since I can't remember when.
Since people called me Johnny.
When did I first meet him? I think he was 10 years old. And he did that flower trick then.
A little better than I hope.
No political message, as I recall.
Speaking of which, I have a perfectly non-political message for the two of you. My son's got this beautiful old cottage up in the Lake of the Woods, not far from ours. As soon as the election is over, why don't you...
Oh, no, Rebecca. Are we talking about a cottage in the woods?
Yes.
And that's where you take the phone off the hook? And you lie in front of the fire?
What do you do all day? Just sleep and swim?
And make love? Who'd want to do that? We'll take it.
This better not be another campaign promise.
No telephone.
Tony, you old outlaw, come with us. We'll have a drink. The night is young.
I've got to go over some stuff
Todd's fine. They need their sleep.
Go.
Looks like a good campaign.
Thank you.
Night.
Night.
Mr. Whalen, Nat Lemming, Minneapolis Star. If I could talk to you for 1 minute.
You had the whole evening. Call Tony Carbo in the morning. He'll set something up for you.
It's about Soon Me.
I don't know where you came up with this garbage.
Hey, I just wanted a statement.
The Army has records. You check them. You'll see where I was.
Okay, all right, I'll do that.
Now, off the record, if you ever come up to me with this crap again, I will rip your face off.
I'm sure Donald Trump would like to do that to a few reporters. Wow. Don't mess with this guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that two solids can't occupy the same space at the same time. I'm only in the 6th grade and I know that already. Now I ask you to watch the billiard ball in my hand. Solid. Then I ask you, how can it also be a ping pong ball?
It's not bad. Is that it?
Actually, I've got 2 more tricks.
In that case, let me get a refill.
John? What's the matter?
I don't know what I'd do without you. Kathy, I need you so much.
Sorrow, it seems to me, may be the true absolute. John grieved for Kathy. She was his world. They could have been so happy together.
I'm no psychiatrist, but if you ask me, politicians in general are pretty insecure. So we go public. We're performers. We get up on stage and we sing and dance and do our little show. Anything to please the folks. Anything for applause.
It's like the old good news, bad news joke. The good news is you're here. You're working. That's great.
So you think your hubby's going to be a good senator?
Yes, I do. I do.
Well, you're right. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. Because he doesn't like to compromise.
He says one thing upstate, he says another thing in the city. You don't call that compromise? It's eating him up.
Eats him up is good. That means he has principles, but he does what he has to.
Thank you very much.
The lad's got a certain magic. He knows the trick is to get elected.
At any cost.
He wants this, Kathy. He wants this real bad. Scary, isn't it? When someone wants something that bad.
They were under pressure for a long time. Maybe she just went to the boat to get away from it for a couple hours and got lost. Or maybe she found herself and just kept on going.
Stars on the horizon.
Well, I'd say this one goes on the mantle.
Kathy's out buying a frame right now. Here, take it. If I look at this one more time, I'm going to become unbearable.
Oh, let's look into the future a minute, John. An attractive candidate with unlimited potential. Does that sound vaguely,
I
shall
don't think we should say it.
presidential?
I don't think we should say it.
Got the pose?
John in a walk?
A walk. A backstroke. We're 22 points ahead, gentlemen.
I thought we had a deal. No secrets. You were gonna level with me. Front page photograph. You think your little massacre in Vietnam is gonna be a campaign issue?
Is it true?
What?
The things in the paper.
Things?
About you, the massacre. You know what I'm talking about.
Everything's true. Everything's not true. Just hang in there, okay?
I'm your wife.
Right.
So?
So, nothing.
Who the hell would want to run for office?
What we're seeing throughout the country is a great
People
deal
digging
of
through all your
sweeping
past,
change.
trying to find skeletons.
Out, but just as emphatically sweeping new faces in. Some of this is unexpected, or at least the extent of it. But undoubtedly, the biggest shocker of the night isn't even a shocker. In the Minnesota Senate race, John Whalen, the odds-on favorite, plummeted in the polls with the revelation of his role in the infamous Soon Me massacre. Early returns indicate that Whalen may not even carry his own home district.
Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, all of you who worked so hard. It's been one heck of a ride, hasn't it? Sometimes it was hard to keep going. Keep dreaming. But I always knew I had your support. I always knew you shared with me the dream of a new start. A fresh beginning for a brilliant future. A brilliant future. I can't tell you how much it means to know that you gave me your faith, your trust. You gave me your love. It is love, isn't it? I am so... Stay there. Just stay there! You're afraid of me, is that it? You think I kill children? That's why you're afraid of me? Effie. I love you. No, I love you. I love you so much. I don't want to lose you. It was such a long time ago. All I want to know is one thing, cowboy. How come you didn't tell me?
For heaven's sakes, Tony.
No, I mean that. We're friends. Friends tell each other. Look, it's simple. You want to play Russian roulette with the truth, Senator? That's your business. I just want to know why you had to deal me in.
Tony,
No.
this isn't doing anything.
No problem. I would have thought of something. But wait a minute. I got it. It's coming to me. A whole new spiel that will turn this thing and make it work for us. A village is a terrible thing to waste.
Tony!
You like it, you can have it. The next time you run for office.
Is there anything that I can do? Pat, I can't believe you never said anything about this.
I'll leave the keys for the cottage in your mailbox. You'll need somewhere to go.
I bet you all politicians act like that when they lose the election. Behind the scenes, that is.
We've lost everything.
Not everything. We have each other.
I'm getting a beer. You want anything?
Sure. Where are the fish?
Fish. It's not my calling, I guess.
Stunning scenery.
I could stay here forever.
Forever?
Forever.
If you can't find peace there, you'll never find it.
You can get a job with one of those fancy law firms in Minneapolis, and we'll get a cheap house. No, we'll rent. That way we can pay off some debts. In a year or two, we'll jump on a plane to Verona or wherever else we want to go, and we'll be happy together, and we'll do all the wonderful things we've never done. We'll do it. We'll go out and make it happen.
Verona, huh? Okay, let's do it.
You promise?
Absolutely.
What about babies?
Especially that.
I might be too old.
No, you're not.
I'm 38.
No sweat. We'll have 38 babies. Hire a bus in Verona.
Think so?
For sure. I promise.
It's a stupid thing we've got to get through.
Stupid?
I didn't mean
Of
that...
course not.
John, I don't always use the right words. But all I mean is that there's this man who I love, this wonderful man, and I just want him to be happy, and that's all I care about.
Kathy, come here, please.
Happy. Nothing else.
There were flies everywhere. They made a sound like tracers moving past. Big flies. Like the blue flies back home, but they didn't have any color. Sometimes you couldn't see them. Just the sound and the movement. The movement of the sound. Whenever I think of the Nam, I think of the flies.
Come on in.
What do you mean you weren't discriminating, Private Tindall?
That's all
I
it
didn't
is.
discriminate against the individuals in the village, sir. They were all the enemy. All the enemy was to be destroyed.
So you killed men, women...
I remember Sorcerer, he was trying to hold Boots' lungs on the inside, and I was on the radio. And that's when the lieutenant said we was gonna waste soon me. Killed every one of them. Everyone. The lieutenant. Me. Weatherby. The sorcerer and all the others. And we just left them there. Left them for the flies.
Well, he goes by the name Sorcerer. Okay.
It's amazing the things you find down there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's amazing what you find up here. I have a secret to tell you. Come below.
The only thing I haven't figured out, aside from how we make 38 babies in Verona, is how we pay for the tour bus.
You serious?
But I can be.
Credit cards.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Very creative. Of course, they cut them off after a while.
I know. I bet you have some campaign money left over. Sorry. Bad joke.
It's all right.
No, really, I'm sorry. It was just a joke.
It was a good one.
John.
It's clever, very clever.
All right, stop it.
Why? I admire your quick wit.
I said stop!
Well, we're stopped. What now?
That's what I'd like to know.
Meaning?
Meaning we can't go on like this. There was an election. You lost. It's over. We've got to move on with our lives.
Just put things behind us.
Yes, exactly. I know it's difficult, but sometimes these
things have a way of working out.
That's not...
Maybe even for the better.
Yes.
Oh, good. Ever since the election, I've been waiting to find out why it was such a good thing I got my butt handed to me like that. Maybe now you'll tell me.
Maybe it wasn't good for you, John, but it was good for us.
Go on, you're on a roll.
You haven't noticed the way we're moving apart?
Did you happen to notice we were in the middle of a political campaign? What did you expect? People's attentions drift off.
We didn't drift, John. Continents drift. People move apart. I want you to be yourself again.
About whom we've heard so much lately.
Then maybe we can get back to who we were.
Well, I guess my sister was so in love with him that she couldn't even see what was happening all around her. Like this pixie dust. Sprinkle a little love, and you end up fooling yourself.
What?
Hey!
John!
Hi!
Hi! What a beautiful day for a walk.
Yes, it is. We went for a swim and...
Oh, glad you did.
Good.
Would you like some iced tea or...
Johnny.
I don't know what it is.
What's the matter with it?
He's so distant. I mean, measured in feet, yards, and miles sometimes.
Does he talk to you about it?
Which it? The election? Vietnam?
Either.
No.
He's been that way since his father died. Come sit down.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Johnny Whalen, the man who knows. Thank you. Thank you.
What are you doing?
I was just was...
What you better just is just mind your own business. It ain't a perfect world, son. You got those gizmos, those tricks. What I got... Well, everybody's got his own way. And wouldn't you say that's about fair?
Dad,
Alcoholism is a terrible
I
disease.
get things set up. Will you come see the show?
Show me a politician and I'll show you an unhappy childhood. Same for magicians.
He actually thought of himself as sorcerer. That's how it seemed to me. Kathy was his main audience. I don't know how she put up with it. I guess she hoped that he would pull off a real miracle someday.
So he spent his whole life selling illusions and now he doesn't know who he is. Sad.
Can I ask you a question?
Always.
Why didn't you talk to Claude and Rebecca?
You know the answer to that one.
Well, John, it's been almost 2 weeks now. You're gonna have to talk to somebody sometime. You may as well start with them. They've always been on your side.
No one's on my side.
What do you want, John? What do you want people to say? Do you want them to say it was nothing, it was trivial, just a little mistake? They can't do that. They can put it aside, they can forget about it, but those that don't, they'll just drop out of our lives. And we'll move on, that's all.
What about you?
Can I? I don't know. But I need your help. I need you to help me understand. I just want to be part of your life. Don't shut me out.
This is not going to end well.
Great, thanks a lot. See you on Thursday.
Hi, how you doing? Look, please, I just want to ask you a couple of questions, okay? A couple of simple questions.
Look, I told you I don't want to talk to you.
Okay, but you know where they went, right? Oh, come on, you're her sister. Of course you know where they went. Hey, look, I'm not trying to hurt anybody here. I'm just trying to tell a story.
Leave them alone.
Hey, he's a public figure.
Yeah, well, not anymore, thanks to you. What more do you want?
Well, what happens after? Another story. Maybe even a better one.
Well, that's not a story, that's an autopsy.
Thank you. Thank you. Silence, please.
Where are you going?
I'm out of eggs. I'm gonna run into town.
It's not much of a town. Could you use a little company?
You sure you want to do this?
Sooner or later, you're going to have to face people. Might as well start with the eggs. That's a quote. More or less.
enough money on him already.
We have to get him something. Just one. Can't you get something for him?
Got enough of that stupid stuff. We're gonna have to get him more for it.
Because it's his birthday, for heaven's sake.
Don't you take that tone with me.
And he's just trying to please you.
With what? Making things disappear?
He's a child. Do you even hear what you sound like?
That'll teach you to take that tone with me.
If only she understood. I don't even think years of therapy could save him. Too much trauma.
Do you want to sit out here? Order some breakfast?
Sounds great.
Hello? Hello? Hi. Hi. Hi, can we order some breakfast while I pick up a few things? Whatever you want. Scrambled eggs, bacon, toast, you bet. Well, I have the Minneapolis paper. They wouldn't reveal your whereabouts at the office. Apparently somebody's trying to interview you.
What do you have to read that stuff for?
Here we go. Thank you. I don't have to read it. I just think we ought to know what's going on. It's not even front page news anymore. Another day or two.
It won't be forgotten? Tell me about it then.
They tried to interview my sister.
If she tells them where we are,
She wouldn't do that.
Think about Waterloo. Think about Napoleon. Life's over. You're a dead man.
I bet he's still having nightmares. I bet he's out there somewhere swatting flies.
Can we believe that he was not a monster, but a man? That he was innocent of everything except his life? Can the truth be so simple, so terrible?
How you doing?
How can I help you? Oh, it's you. What are you looking for?
It's his birthday. I told him he could have whatever he wants.
Wasn't that something? He's a lucky lad.
Yeah, he is. So what can you show us?
Birthday. Right. Did you really mean anything he wants?
How bad it's just gonna hurt?
Well, it's something he's wanted for a long time. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Johnny?
Do you? All right. Let's have a look.
Thank you. Over here.
Just what you want?
Yeah.
A guillotine?
Okay. Ready? Something, isn't it? Johnny, where's the blade? Give me your arm.
Not the safest gift to give a kid.
Trust me. You have strong arms. Over here. Now, you know what to do, don't you, Johnny?
Well, how would he know?
Sure I do. It's easy.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Look, he's just a kid. There's got to be instructions or something.
He was absolutely terrified. My father. And it was the only time in my life with him I felt any connection. And then he was dead. At his funeral, I used to imagine myself crawling into the casket with a hammer. I wanted to kill him for dying. Instead, I used to pretend he was alive. I'd lay in my bed at night in my room, and I'd say, please, don't be dead. And he'd be there. And he'd wink at me, and he'd say, well, hey, kiddo, keep talking. And we'd talk about baseball and school. Even in Vietnam, I used to imagine myself coming home in my uniform. I'd get off the bus and he'd be there. And he'd smile at me. And he'd say, good job, son. I'm proud of you.
What happened over there?
What happened over there had nothing to do with this.
But why would you?
Why what? You keep looking for reasons. There are none.
Because something...
Something what?
You're not a killer.
Apparently I am. Where did you understand that?
Well, he didn't talk much. Even his wife. I mean, I don't think she knew the first thing about any of it.
Did she cheat on him?
Hi.
Hi. How's your sister?
Oh, she's fine. She just needed to talk, that's all.
Just when I thought she was a good wife.
John?
Beautiful house, I mean.
I thought you were coming swimming with me.
Why did you, connect the phone?
You know, the water is really beautiful. I'm going swimming later tonight.
Why did you connect the phone?
Because that's what telephones are for. No, I just wanted to call my sister and see if those people were still bothering her.
Then why didn't you disconnect it when you were finished?
I could have done that, but I didn't. Why? Did it hurt you? Did you pick it up? No? Well, then I guess it didn't really bother you, did it?
Kathy was no angel. There was that affair. I guess that must have hurt him pretty bad.
I mean they were in love. Honest love. Just like Claude and me.
It reminds me of that famous onion. You peel away the layers and there's always more there.
We need to talk. Make some decisions. What do we want to do?
We're doing it.
We can't stay here, you know that.
I thought you wanted to stay here forever.
No, that was just talk.
What's this? Okay, what do you want?
I just want our lives back. I mean, no one's prosecuting you, John. We don't have to hide out in these woods like a couple of fugitives.
No more hiding. Is that what you want? No more secrets? Everything out in the open?
Yes.
Fine. We were on patrol in the brush. Someone tripped a mine. Three of us were hurt. There wasn't anything I could do. There's no magic dust this time. There was just terror. Months of terror. Months of slaughter. And then something snapped. There was a village. We all knew it was full of civilians. I meant, isn't this what you wanted? The truth?
My Lai massacre.
We killed everything that moved. Scum!
Get up! Come on, get up! Shoot! Get! Come on, get up! Get up, you piece of film!
So many of our men had died. We wanted to kill something. We had to kill something. It didn't matter what. Animals, old people, children. It went on forever.
Man, I'm glad you old man! Come on!
All the bodies just became one body.
Another pointless war.
The war would have got him sooner or later. We just made it sooner.
But you weren't shooting.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
You weren't shooting.
I was there. Don't you understand that?
You didn't shoot!
I was there. Kathy, I'm part of it. Don't you understand?
Stop it!
You're complicit.
Oh, Kathy.
That's the end of their marriage, I think.
My mind just went. I just killed. I just killed any way I could kill. It just came. I didn't know I had it in me, sir.
What were your orders?
Kill everything that breathed.
And the troops on your right and left, they were obeying these orders?
Yes, sir. Everyone was firing, sir. Eyeballs for eyeballs, sir. That's one of your famous Bible regulations. Kill the lamb. Kill it. Grease the place. Kill it.
That experience would break any man. He'd be haunted. This movie's heavy. Wonder why he's doing that. He's right on the brink of a full-blown nervous breakdown.
Kathy? Kath? Kath? You up yet? Kathy? 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 Kath?
The guy was a magic man. He could fool people. He sure fooled me. Keeping all that stuff inside, it must have driven him crazy.
I think my sister was almost scared of him. I remember this one time when Kathy... Oh, no, I don't think this is something that we should talk about.
Should have brought it up.
Back from them, huh? I seen it on your chest. Just want you to know there's plenty of people here proud of what you guys are doing. I've got something for you, but first I've got to tell you a story. One day we were on patrol, and I saw something moving on the trail. There were two snakes lying on the ground. They were eating each other's tail. They were trying to swallow each other up. I thought about us. And one day I was in Saigon, and I met this guy who makes things out of jade. And I told him the story. I remember it was raining like crazy. Do you like it?
Beautiful.
I love you, Kathy. Just like those weirdo snakes. It's a vision of perfection. The circle gets smaller and smaller as they devour each other.
Which one's left?
Neither.
Did you have a fight?
No,
Did she
nothing
tell
like
you where
that.
she was going?
No.
Did she do anything like this before?
Sometimes.
Did?
Sometimes she needed her own space. She'd go off to her sisters or to her friends, or something's happened to her.
People run out of gas, lose an engine, all kinds of nutty stuff. It happens more than you think.
Kathy had her own history. That affair of hers, the way she used to take off now and then. I remember once during the campaign, we had a conversation about how sometimes you need to sort of unstick yourself. Maybe she finally did it.
Okay, now let's start at the beginning. When did you first notice that she was gone?
This morning, I went for a swim.
What time was that?
It was very early. I don't understand. Where is she?
Let's call the sheriff. Johnny, where's the phone?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, that's not the least bit suspicious.
Operator, Sheriff Lux, please.
That was a cool transition.
All right, what kind of problem we got here?
Art, good of you to come.
What?
Vinny? Vinny Pearson.
Hello.
Art Lux. Art's the sheriff here.
Sheriff?
Biddy's his deputy, John Wayne. John and his wife, Kathy, are guests of mine at the cottage here. As I told you, Kathy seems to be missing.
Right. Yesterday morning, that what you said?
Yes, that's when I noticed she was gone.
Right. That's your car back there?
Yes, it is.
Well, then she's not driving. How about a boat?
Well, she wouldn't have known how to use it.
Then you do own a boat.
It's my boat. I told them they could use it.
And it's still here?
It must be.
Can we have a look?
We keep the... I don't understand.
You didn't
She
check?
must have thought she could handle it.
Else she wanted to get out of here real bad.
Okay, so she took the boat. What do we do now, Art?
Let's get back to the house. I'll make some coal.
Okay.
You know this guy very long?
Yeah, a long time.
Sorry about the election, Mr. Whalen. Voted for you myself, not that it matters. Big X, right by your name. Well, the weather looks like it's holding.
It's a young woman in good health. That right, Mr. Whalen?
Yes, she's in good health.
What was she wearing?
She was asleep in her pajamas.
Pajamas?
Or she may have taken something else. I don't know. I'd have to go through her closet.
She was in pajamas. Just put it out that way. Well, that should be okay. Get lucky, find her tonight. If not...
If not, what?
Find her tomorrow.
Getting a search up, and I'd lowest putting a call to the colonel. You gonna get your boat or come in mine?
No, I'll take mine.
Between the regulars and the volunteers, could be about 100 boats out in the water. I wouldn't worry too much if I were you.
I appreciate that.
Could be she just took her out for a ride. Million coves, you know. Dozens of islands, 382 miles of coast. You'd be surprised how easy it is to get lost out in the water.
I suppose so. I can't thank you enough, really.
You know, down in Minneapolis, you're a very important man, Mr. Whalen.
I wouldn't say that, not anymore.
Fact is fact. Up here, I'm just a hick sheriff, and Vinny, he's just a part-time deputy. Couple of roots for sure. But I'll tell you one thing. We'll find that little lady of yours. You can go to sleep on that. Guaranteed in gold, we'll find her.
According to Claude, your phone wasn't hooked up.
Yes, that's right.
Any particular reason why not?
Well, we came up here to get away. I just lost an election. I didn't want to get any calls.
The way you lost it, Senator, I wouldn't think you'd be getting all that many.
I wouldn't let Vinny bother you too much, Mr. Whalen. It's just his way. Another Nam type. Know what I mean?
That's so?
Yeah, but I didn't kill any babies.
That's good. I always liked that in a man.
That phone thing bothers me, Sheriff.
Yeah?
I don't know. Man's worried about his wife. You think he'd hook it up in case she called, right?
You better hope she's found alive, because he wants to spend the rest of his life in prison.
What can I do for you, sir?
Can you fill it up? Hey, can you tell me where I can find Vinnie Pearson?
You're talking to him.
She just ordered breakfast. He didn't say a word. No good morning, nothing. Scrambled eggs.
His wife.
Well, if that's who she was, yeah. She's over there. She gets some eggs, you know, some canned stuff in the paper. She sits down. She's reading the paper. He's boiling, you know. I can see that from here. All of a sudden, he grabs the paper. He just rips it out of her hands. They don't say another word the whole time they're here. It was like they were a million miles apart. Kind of gave me the shivers, if you know what I mean.
Well, one thing you should keep in mind. In a case like this, it's not all that unusual. We run into it 6, 7 times a year.
There was something wrong with that guy. I could almost smell it.
Oh, man. They said there weren't going to be no civilians. Didn't they say that, no civilians?
They said that.
I guess they were communists. What do you think?
Probably.
Look, maybe we should... I don't know. Like, maybe we should do something.
What?
You know. Report it. Tell somebody. Talk.
And then what? Huh?
Sorcerer. Man guy had a million moves.
All the lieutenant has to say is a few magic words, and the whole village disappears. Now that's magic.
Maybe she ran off with her lover. Or some other guy. But it wasn't love. And it wasn't infatuation either. I think maybe she just needed to break away.
Ladies and gentlemen, hook yourself up to forever. You don't explain a thing. No notes, no diagrams. That's the magic. Dark secrets. Absolute evil. Lies! Lies! I tasted defeat. It tastes like poison politics. St. Paul and Minneapolis gone. The suburbs gone. The union's gone. Ambush politics. Nobody.
He's finally lost it.
No numbers.
This is a brilliant performance.
Dissolving like tissue. 1 + 1 equals neither.
Peter Strauss is an incredible actor. You've got to admit that.
In the rain, I would dream about you. How much I needed you. I wanted to crawl inside you. Stay there forever. Oh, yeah.
wonder why she took the boat, not the car.
Kathy said he used to yell things in his sleep. Bad things. She thought he needed help.
Well, whatever happened between them on the night in question, things just weren't right.
All that sorcerer crap. Look, a guy makes up a name for himself, you gotta wonder. I mean, like he didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, Vinny's right. Some things just don't add up. I don't care what Whalen says. 1 + 1 don't ever equal 0. Not in my book.
You got that right. It's definitely living a lie. Put personality or something. What? That was abrupt.
I don't know.
We didn't kill
Keep
her.
imagining these horrible things have happened to her.
Maybe she left the boat somewhere and made it for the road. Could be she'll call us from Minneapolis when she's ready. They'll find her, or she'll call. It's gotta be one of those two.
Did she ever say anything about leaving?
Not in words, exactly. Apparently, ever since the campaign, even before that, she felt we were... She was glad when I lost the election. She felt things would be better with politics out of my life.
Were they?
How could they be? We're the same people.
John, those stories about Vietnam, did Kathy know anything about that?
I tried to tell her the night before she left. She ran away.
But she came back.
I guess so. That deputy, Vinny.
Yeah.
He thinks I killed her. Do you?
Doesn't matter what we think.
Yes. Hello, Pat.
Nothing?
No, nothing.
Well, you should have called me instead of letting me hear it on the
I
news.
thought she'd be back. Did you have a bag or something?
No, I didn't think. I just ran to the airport as soon as I heard.
Sheriff, this is Kathy's sister, Patricia Hood. Sheriff Lux.
I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't get it.
Get it?
Well, she just left, in a boat. Where was she going?
Any thoughts on that, Mr. Whalen?
In this town, I guess. I don't know. Maybe she went for a ride.
A ride?
Maybe.
For no reason?
She didn't need a reason. Sometimes she took off.
For no reason.
No, she had reasons. Way too many.
You know, she was having an affair.
It meant nothing.
It didn't feel like nothing.
Is that why you killed her?
Well, aren't you going to deny it?
Would you believe me?
No.
I didn't kill her, Pat. I loved her. There's not much here, kitchen, living room, and why don't you take our bedroom? I'll be back.
Wait, where are you going?
The search. When she said she was going to visit you, that was really to see him, wasn't it?
What do you want to know, John? I mean, the guy was a walking panic button, just something to wake you up. She just wanted you to stop her. Why didn't you?
I was never much good at stopping things.
Could say he loved her. He loved her to death. Definitely seems like the type of guy who would kill her if she left him. If I can't have you, nobody can. That type of mentality. Possessive.
Miss Hood?
Sheriff?
Can we come in? We'd like to look around a bit. You're not going to have a problem with that, are you?
No. No, not at all, please.
That's not her house, is it? And they need his permission? It's country cops for you.
I'm sorry, John. I wasn't thinking. I didn't have anything to wear, so... It bothers you, doesn't it? I can go put on what I was wearing.
The National Guard's sending in infrared scanners, but I don't think they're gonna work.
Why not?
They detect body warmth. It's been 3 days.
What happened, maybe, is that Kathy drowned, something freakish. Boating accident, maybe a sandbar.
There's a million possibilities, Claude.
So you think she's dead?
No. Don't see why everybody always assumes the worst. Sometimes people just up and walk away. That's possible, isn't it? If it was an accident, a body would have come up.
We looked every single place there was to look. We had more than 200 boats out there, planes, helicopters, sniffer dogs. We even brought in the National Guard. No luck.
If she was setting fires, we would have found her. If she wasn't, she wouldn't have lasted 6 days in those woods.
She didn't just vanish.
The only place we haven't looked is at the bottom of the lake. That's where the boat is. That's where she is.
No, thanks.
Hello?
Mr. Whalen, Sheriff Lux. We're all here at the command post, and we pretty much run out of ideas.
Gonna give it up just like that?
No, not exactly.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
We still got places to look, if you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Sir?
I don't know what you mean. You ready?
Yeah.
Don't even think about it.
I just wanted you to know, unless anything else turns up, we're closing out the investigation.
You said that yesterday.
Well, that was a search. I'm telling you the investigation is closed too. If she comes back, if you hear from her, if you hear anything about her, you'll let us know.
Of course.
So it looks like you got away with it, Senator.
She left.
And what'd you do with the body?
She left.
What about the boat?
She left.
She couldn't take living with a killer, is that it?
You're sick. You are sick.
Sorry about that, Mr. Whalen.
Wow.
John?
Hey, John! Come back over here. Hey, John! We've been looking for you.
It's turning colder, John. We're closing up the cottage.
Car's all loaded up, going back to the city.
I was expecting him to punch the cop.
It's been 6 weeks, John. There's really no point in your staying.
I know that. John, you're not gonna find her. You're just driving yourself crazy. Now, you can have the cottage and the boat for as long as you like. I'm not gonna try to stop you, but it just doesn't make any sense.
His life is effectively over anyway. Might as well just sail away into oblivion. This must be the true scenario that happened. Scupper the boat and swim to shore.
My guess, I don't need to guess. He did it. He offed her.
Vinny's the theory, man. I deal in facts. The case is wide open.
It doesn't matter. We didn't find any evidence. That just means he dumped her good and deep.
Evidence ain't the truth. It's just what's evident.
Maybe she counted on John too much to name the things that made her happy. Love wasn't enough. That's the saddest thing of all.
All I know is that they came into the store awful unhappy. They sat there unhappy, they left unhappy.
Of course, there's another possibility nobody's even thought of. Just stick this in the back of your mind somewhere. He doesn't have a practice he can go back to. He's facing about 300 grand in campaign debt.
Right.
So first she vanishes, and then he vanishes. And then they both pop up somewhere else. Free and clear. The sorcerer's last and best trick.
John Whalen? He's beyond knowing. For all my weeks of struggle with this depressing record, all the interviews, all the travel, the man's soul for me remains an absolute and impenetrable unknown.
I thought he was going to say murder-suicide, not faking your own death.
Sheriff! Hurry up, you gotta hear this.
What is it?
Come here, listen to this.
We fall into love. How could I? My bed was made. I just lay in it.
Who's he talking about?
It's me.
Let me tell you something about
God, for all I know.
my life. My soul. Did I mention any of this before? Did I tumble in life? I did. Did I stay in love? Oh, yes. We fall in love. You have to picture that. Her skin. Her soul. Oh, Kathy.
At no point did John Whalen admit to the slightest knowledge of Kathy's whereabouts, nor indicate that he was withholding information. Which brings me to wonder, is it possible that even to John Whalen, everything was the purest puzzle? That one day he woke up to find his wife missing, and missing forever, and that all else was unknown?
It's a vision of perfection. The circle gets smaller and smaller as they devour each other.
Which one's left?
Neither.
The ambiguity may be dissatisfying, even irritating, but one way or another, it seems, we all perform vanishing tricks, effacing history and slipping day by day into the graying shadows. Our whereabouts are uncertain. All secrets lead to the dark, and beyond, there is only maybe.
That was heavy. Alright, so that was In the Lake of the Woods, and I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoyed that one. Not because it was necessarily entertaining or exciting, but it was honest. I hate movies that serve all the conclusions up to you on a silver platter. This movie was sad, it was depressing, there was ambiguity. We never actually find out what happened to his wife. There's certainly a whole load of different accounts and different witness statements as to what they believe happened to her, but we never get any resolution. And I love it because that's exactly what life is like. Very rarely do loose ends get tied, and this movie perfectly encapsulated that. I thought Peter Strauss gave an absolutely fantastic performance, and I know I emphasized that during the movie itself. All those flashbacks really helped develop his character to the point where you understood him. His mental illness is explained by a life of deprivation, of living in fantasy as a sorcerer, doing magic tricks, trying to be a man of the people. These are what politicians end up like. They are having to prove something to somebody because their father didn't give them the love that they needed and wanted as a child. Kathleen Quinlan's performance was also fantastic. It really goes to show that some of the best actors out there are not big names. You don't see them on the marquee. So with that said, I really can't fault the movie. I know it's definitely not for everybody, but I'd give it a solid 4 stars out of 5. Do you agree with my assessment of the movie? And if not, what rating would you give it? Thanks for watching, and this is Holy Critic signing out.